$153 million. That's how much the Grizzlies will pay Mike Conley over the next 5 years after the former Ohio State standout signed a max extension this past July. Now, in terms of total value, it's the richest contract in the history of the NBA. Conley was the 4th overall pick back in 2007, has spent his entire NBA career in Memphis, averaging about 14.6 assists over his first 9 seasons. And Mike is hanging out with us today here on SportsCenter. Good to see you, man.
Pleasure.
He's already had a wardrobe change from some other shows this morning. Mike, let me ask you this. I just threw that number out there, and fans, some people in the media have questioned whether you deserve that much money based on what you've done your first 9 seasons. What do you say to that?
Well, I've worked very hard for it. You know, I think all the guys who have come up in this situation that I'm in, all of us got paid, and it's going to continue to be that way for the next few seasons. This math and the way that the league has done so well, and we're all benefiting from it because of what guys did before us. So, you know, we're all thankful for it. I'm thankful, but you know, I've worked very hard for it, and I feel like I deserve it.
Because if the owners weren't getting paid, you wouldn't be getting paid. So it has to be mutually beneficial, right?
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
All right.
You talked a little bit about that in a piece that you wrote during the offseason. You wrote it in the month of July for the Players Tribune. And part of what you said was this: I'm tired of being underrated. I'm tired of being overlooked. We all are. In Memphis, we don't talk, we ball. Why did you want to get this message out there, Mike?
Well, I think it's a little bit of frustration built up over the years because in Memphis we don't get that much attention because of smaller market. We expect that, but we get overlooked. And myself, it's easy to you know, take offense to a lot of things that people might say. And regarding, you know, my career going, you know, from day one till now, it's been nothing but, you know, different shots I've had to take in order to you know, to deal with that. It's been used as motivation, and I just wanted to get my voice out there. Nobody's really heard it from me, but have only had speculation. So.
And there were other teams lining up to give you a max deal as well, but you decided to stay with Memphis. Why would you do that, considering that, A, you guys have only been to the conference finals one time, you were eliminated in the first round this year. If you're trying to pursue a championship, why do you think Memphis is that place?
Well, I feel like, you know, we've built a championship team there, and we're going to continue to build. And with Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, Tony, the core that's been there, you add guys like Chandler Parsons, who's a huge free agent signing for us, the rookies we drafted. I mean, we've got everything in place, a new coach, new coaching staff, you know, different systems. So we have a lot of upside, in my opinion, and we know that we're built for the playoffs. We're a team that's always proven that we can play with the best and beat the best. So just a matter of being healthy, you know, as a team and coming into this season, you know, with a championship mindset.
What does that unity do for you guys?
Well, I think it gives us an advantage. Not a lot of teams get to stick around each other as long as we have. I've played in Memphis for 9 seasons, and Mark's been there for 8, and you know, Tony and Zach have been there forever. I mean, it's just not a lot of teams have that. San Antonio would be one that comes to mind, and you see the success that they have because of the ability to keep the same guys around and you know, the same kind of camaraderie.
You know, Mike, over the last several months, even going into maybe last year, we're starting to see a trend with athletes, both professional and also in college, getting more involved in social issues. We saw Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, and LeBron James at the ESPYs. Colin Kaepernick is making a stance. Megan Rapinoe just showed her solidarity last night. From your standpoint and your experience, what is your opinion on where athletes should be involved in social issues?
Well, I think athletes should be involved in it. I think it's you know, we're citizens just like everybody else. We're people that want to see change, and in order to do that, we all have to, you know, find a way to get together and do that. And what Kaepernick and CP and LeBron, all those guys are trying to do is raise that awareness and band everybody together and find a way to resolve our situation that we have here. And we have to be involved because we are role models, regardless of what, you know, we may feel. But everybody, the kids look up to professional athletes, so we have to be, you know, a voice for those who, you know, might be voiceless.
What's your own personal reaction to Colin Kaepernick and his stance?
Well, I feel like he has the right. He's peacefully protesting in a way that I know a lot of people, you know, take offense to, which is you would expect that. But like I said earlier, I have the utmost respect for all the men and women who serve for our country now and those before us. And I wouldn't be sitting here today, and a lot of us wouldn't be doing the things we do without that. And But what Colin's doing takes a lot of courage. I think, you know, anybody else in his position might not do that. So, you know, a lot of people are proud of him and, you know, on his side.
You know, a lot of people outside Memphis may not realize that Mike is also very involved in the community there in Memphis. A lot of at-risk kids, you're involved in that. So kudos to you for that. I can't let you go without asking you about your Ohio State squad football. It's a pretty good opener. What are you feeling about trying to get that Big Ten title again this year?
I think we have a good chance. Okay. I want to stay humble with it, but...
Good idea. It's Michigan State, Michigan. Somebody have something to say about it this year.
Not put anything too bold out there.
Yeah, no, not at all. Mike Conley, man, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Breaking news here on SportsCenter. We knew it was coming. Now it's official. Carson Wentz will officially be the Week 1 starter for the Eagles this week. And, of course, he injured his ribs in the first preseason game of the year. Did not play after that. But after Sam Bradford was moved to Minnesota, Wentz is now your quarterback. New here on SportsCenter. Here's Doug Peterson.
Carson Wentz will start the game on Sunday. Chase will be number 2, and we're moving forward in that direction. Everybody feels like this kid's ready to go, you know, and we drafted him to take on the reins, and you know, it's something now that we're prepared to do, and looking forward to Cleveland, and you know, one day at a time with him, and at the same time we've got to be you know, obviously smart in how we handle it, but at the same time fully expect him to perform like he's capable of performing, and what we've seen throughout OTAs and training camp.
By the way, Wentz will be the first rookie quarterback to ever start a season opener for the Eagles.
No pressure, kid.
Zero.
No pressure
Zero
at all.
pressure.
In history?
By the way.
History.
In history.
By the
I was
way,
told.
That's a great history of the Philadelphia Eagles. I say
It
that
is,
as a
right?
former Eagle.
a few days ago, you didn't even have a chance of this happening because Sam Bradford was the starter. And then all of a sudden, Teddy Bridgewater gets hurt, and the trade talks begin. They get it done, and all of a sudden, hey, Carson Wentz, you're in. What do you make of this decision for them to give the reins to Carson Wentz now?
It was the right decision. I said this when they drafted him. I said if it was close, he should start. And now he's starting. Sam Bradford's gone. They got a first-round pick, so they're going to start a rookie quarterback. And that's okay, I think, for this reason. The fans in Philadelphia understand this. They understand what this team is going through right now. It's going through a transformation. They get a new head coach, obviously, new offense coming in the West Coast. They get a new defensive coordinator, go from a 3-4 to a 4-3. Remember, the 76ers have had this plan the last couple of years, right? So the Philadelphia fans are well aware that we're going to start a rookie quarterback. Now, the good thing is that they're playing a team that's going through the same transformation, right? The Cleveland Browns. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting, but this guy, I think, when I've watched him play, the 24 throws that he's had so far in pro football, his internal clock has to speed up. That's the problem with most young guys. Now, he thinks the game was fast in the preseason. It's really going to be fast now in the regular season, but he has to get the ball out of his hand. This offense will allow him to do that. They will orchestrate formations and situations for this guy to have some success early. He needs to have success on early downs. Complete the ball. That's what you want to see a young quarterback do.
You know, Phil, for some Eagles fans, it may seem a little similar to what happened back in 1999. You had a first-year coach in Andy Reid. You had a rookie quarterback in Donovan McNabb. Same situation now. First-year coach Doug Peterson, rookie quarterback in Carson Wentz. From a stability standpoint going forward, how important is it, if this is the Eagles' plan, to get these two guys together going forward?
You know, it is important, although I wouldn't have blamed Philadelphia if they wanted to go with Chase Daniel as a starter from the outset of the season. Beyond the fact that Sam Bradford was on this roster just a few days ago, Carson Wentz has also been hurt. The team could have easily slow-played his indoctrination as the starter and said, let's let him observe a couple of games that matter. That's something that Cincinnati did with Carson Palmer way back when. That was one of the most important seasons of his career, sitting there and not playing. I know Coach might feel as though as Bill Belichick said a couple of days ago about Tom Brady, the only way you get better at playing football is by playing football.
What does it say that they didn't do that? That they didn't decide to sit Wentz and let Chase Daniel play?
Well, I think they would be saying, well, the Dallas Cowboys are starting Dak Prescott in the same division, a rookie quarterback, with a rookie running back. So, I mean, we can say all that stuff is nice. You know, we'd like to do this. We said this about Blake Bortles. I can remember sitting in here. Blake Bortles, we got this plan. All plans are good until they can't be changed. Then it's a bad plan. Well, you got to change your plan sometimes. And the plan now is, you know what? We're going to start this guy. We're going to put him out here. And guess what? The team gets it. The team on both sides of the ball, those veteran guys are going, you know what? Okay, we got a rookie quarterback. I promise you this is the number. These are the numbers. He's going to throw it to the other guy 20 times. That's what they do. And that's just part of it. You go through it, you live with it. Hopefully by week 8, he's doing this. He's getting better.
Well, I say this. If they're going to start Carson Wentz, there better be a confidence that he's pretty ready to go and contribute in a meaningful way right now. You look at what this team did this offseason. Extensions for players like Vinny Curry and Malcolm Jenkins and Lane Johnson got one as well. Guys that are not – this is not a bunch of youngsters. This roster has a lot of ready-made spots to compete right away. This, to me, signals that Philadelphia believes not just is Carson Wentz ready to play, but ready to play well, because the rest of the roster, it's not like Cleveland where they've broken this thing down to the bare bones and are going to build it back up.
Remember, 9-7 won this division last year. The Philadelphia Eagles lose 3 games. They were a 7-9 football team, lose 3 games by 6 points. So this division is tight, trust me.
Oh, yeah.
You know what else it
and
says?
you got 2 rookie quarterbacks.
It says that they saw Chase Daniel as a backup when he came in.
The whole way.
Is it going to be Wentz or is it going to be Bradford?
No
It's
doubt.
Wentz. Chase
There's no
Daniel
doubt.
is a backup.
There you go.